Could you please state your name and the office you're running for?
My name is James B. Munford. I'm running for the 322nd District Court, Tarrant County, Texas, a family court.
And why are you running for this office?
I'm running for this office because I've worked many years in the family law field. I want to help and work with the citizens of Tarrant County and the families of Tarrant County to provide a good and accurate judiciary that follows the rule of law.
And can you briefly describe your qualifications for the office?
Yes, I can. I've been licensed for 36 years as an attorney. I'm board certified in family law since 1989. That's for 28 years. I've sat as the associate judge of the 322nd District Court and for 10 years. And I've also been a practicing attorney for in handling the law practice for 24 years before I took the bench.
And what is the proper role of government?
The proper role of government is to provide citizens the opportunity to regulate their society.
And when and for what reason should state or local government be allowed to seize private property under eminent domain?
I believe that the local and state government should not be able to seize private property under eminent domain. That is not what eminent domain was intended to do.
Is Texas in need of civil asset forfeiture reform?
Texas desperately needs a civil asset forfeiture reform.
What is your position on marriage rights?
Marriage rights, I'm trying to follow you. Can you be more clear on the question, what you mean by marriage rights?
It's kind of open-ended for a reason.
Well, I believe we're a community property state, so if you're speaking in terms of property, we're a community property state, and I say I believe that's what we are as a community property state, and as a community property state, I'll handle matters of family law and dealing with division of property, allocation of debt, and that's one of the things. As far as marriages, would you repeat? I'm sorry.
It's just regarding marriage rights.
And okay, those are part of the marriage rights. And then I believe that we need to protect and preserve. We need to have a judiciary that does that in regards to the marriage rights. I am a conservative, and I do follow the conservative Republican Party platform.
What are the top 3 issues for your campaign?
Experience. I bring experience to the judiciary. I also bring into that a proven record into the judiciary as well. What I will have done and worked with is providing policies and procedures to prove that I not only have qualified, but I have a proven record in the courts. And I'm finally bringing into this, I'm a conservative Republican. I am a member of over 10 conservative clubs and organizations.
To expound on that, can you please describe your political experience as well as experience as an election volunteer, staffer, candidate, or office holder? Include names of candidates or office holders whom you've worked for or volunteered.
Well, as a judge, I've had a limited ability to come in and work, but I have extensive political experience as far as working with the Republican Party. I've started working in Tarrant County back when Stephanie Click was in the party chair, and I've continued to volunteer my time. I as part of being a member of the clubs and the organizations, I have contributed money and funds to the various organizations, the golf tournaments, the fundraisers, Lincoln Council, Lincoln, the Lincoln Day banquet. I've also gone in and participated as with SD10 conventions. I've volunteered to check people in, and I've worked really hard in the area of that I can and I've been able to do. I've worked a little bit with Judge Berger's campaign to the extent I can. I'm her associate judge, and then I've also volunteered with my wife's. She has been a member of the Metroplex Republican Women, and she was also the president, and I worked with her in that club.
Awesome. And do you feel there's a bias in favor of women in the family court?
I don't feel there's a bias in favor of women in family courts.
How do you feel about alternative sentencing for juveniles, specifically meant to help rehabilitate?
I don't deal enough in the juvenile with them, but as far as in the court that I work, but I think there should be stricter sentencing.
And what will you do to improve the lives, families, and communities of those that enter your court?
I'll do many things for them. I'll bring experience to this bench. What the families and the lives of the people that come before me need is an experienced judge, somebody that knows the law, that'll be able to make a decision based on the law. I will also help them cut their costs in the way I've streamlined our policies and procedures. I will be there for their needs. I will work a full 8-hour day. I have and I do already work early. I come in at 7 in the mornings. I handle the people that need or want to come in to work around their schedule. I have a proven record in working with the district judge of staggered times. The reason for the staggered times, it decreases bottleneck in the court where the parties come, their attorneys and their expert witnesses don't have to stand around to get billed. They can come in and get a timetable. The other thing that I will do is bring transparency to the court, and I think I've done that. What we do when I'm in front of me in my court is that we set up and we have hearings, and we have hearings without delay. And then I listen to the evidence, I follow what the issues are through the family code, and make a ruling based upon the law. I will also bring to a very good staff that will help. Our court coordinator this year, our last year was coordinator of the year. I'm working also to reduce the cost of what I would call a double dipping in the family law system, where our taxpayer dollars have already gone to pay for our social workers and the social services, but yet our fellow citizens are charged a fee. And very, very often we're waiving those fees when we can, so that we can see that the taxpayer gets a quality social study or custody evaluations, and that the taxpayer's money is, and we're thinking of the taxpayer's money.
Awesome. Drugs and alcohol are a large part of the family court. How do you plan to approach and evaluate these very difficult situations?
With drugs and alcohol, let's talk about drugs. I'm going to follow the rule of law on drugs. And the rule of law is if drugs are illegal at this time, and you should go into and consider the use of them, and I will do that, and I have done that in making decisions. You've got to see how they have affected the family, how the families, how they've hurt the children and the parents and everyone involved, and you make a decision after listening to the facts and the evidence. Alcohol's the similars. You have alcohol that comes in while it's not illegal. Alcohol it creates a great deal of problems, and I take a look at how the alcohol is affecting that family, then make a decision based upon the evidence that's presented to me.
Awesome. And do you have anything else that you'd like to say to the voters or the board?
Yes, I'd like the board to consider that I've got the expertise and the qualifications, and I've listed them in this video that I'm giving right at this time. 28 years board certified, 36 years licensed to practice law, 10 years on the bench. That's experience and qualification. And 24 years as a private practitioner handling the various cases and managing a practice, and a very successful practice at that. I'll bring also the judicial philosophy of Anton Scalia. That is the type of conservative judge I feel that I am. I have proven needs, and I have given to the showing to the public by demonstrating all these years that I have proven those. I've proven what the taxpayer would need by operating the practice, the family law courts, with policies and procedures to help the public out. And I want the public to know that I'm also a conservative Republican. I've donated my time, I've donated money, and I have worked for the Republican cause.
Awesome. And do you have a website or social media?
I do have a website. If you would like to go on my website, it's munfordforjudge.com. And I have a Facebook page, and that is James B. Munford for Judge.
All right.